Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and today I wanted to share with you a really fun project that I've been working on for a couple of days. I had showed you in an introduction to this project a wooden little box that I had gotten, and my plan was to decorate that box and then insert some ephemera holders inside. So I've used the vintage Dollhouse collection from Shabby Art Boutique, and I will put a link to this kit on the on my description below. I had purchased this kit quite some time ago, and when I got that little house, I just immediately thought of it and decided that I would turn that into a project. I guess I'll just get started and show you what I did. I can't get it all in the camera at once, so I'm just going to slide it and show you. I did the house. I put two sides on it to add to the scenery, and then down inside are my little ephemera holders. So I'm going to pull those out, and if you remember, this is a little box. I didn't decorate the back. I may go back and cover it with something, but I did not decorate the back. And what I did on the box was I just printed out the sheet from the kit with some roses on it and kind of cut it at an angle, wavy angle, and then I did the other side to match, just to add to the scenery. And that's just attached on the box by folding it to fit into this side, and then flipped out the rest of it. So I'll just start to kind of show you what I did with the box. I've layered a lot of the things with the little two-sided sticky foam pads, just to give it some dimension. So you may want to think about that too. At the top I have the little sign, Adorable, and some pearls, and I use the banner on the roof with some of my sparkly dots to hold it up. I've used stickles throughout on this part. I did not put stickles on all the little booklets. I had some lace that kind of looked like gingerbread trim, so I put that on the edge of the two roof lines. And our little window boxes with the flowers in them. And at the bottom I wanted to have something down there, and so I used my green cheesecloth, since that would kind of be the grass on the ground. Here's our little carriage. It's got a little piece of lace, part of this ruffled part here, and a rose inside, and pearls on the wheels. And my little girl has stickles on her collar and her bow, and a rose beside her. On the back I glued this ruffled lace to just add to the charm and decoration of this project. And over here I put the dollhouse down flat, and then this one is layered up by using the double-sided foam. The same thing over here. I put the dollhouse down flat, and then I raised this little scene. Now these I had to cut off of like a journal card or something that was in the kit. Some of the roses are from the Simply Roses collection that Carrie Ann put out for us recently, and a few of them are from this actual kit, but I had a whole box of those roses, so I have used those throughout. So that's what I did on my little box, and this will stand up and have the ephemera folders stuck down inside it. I'll show you those now. I was going to do it like a journal, but I decided to just make 4 folders. And I cut out almost all of the ephemera, and the first three I kind of planned out. The last one I just used what was left on the table. So the idea was to decorate these, but also have ephemera that could be pulled out and used, written on, played with. If you gave this to a little child, they might want to play with these things. So this one is I did all the corners with my decorative corner punch. This one has lace down the middle, and my little side pocket here I put on kind of crooked, so I added some lace here. And it has a card that pulls out. I've decorated with the roses throughout. My little pink seam binding crinkled ribbon with a pearl in the middle. This sticks up above the house. Fussy cut out the little bunny with some roses. And inside it just opens up, and there's tuck spots everywhere. And this one I didn't print it out on both sides, so it was white inside. So I did some stenciling, but you can barely see it, but I did do some stenciling on both sides. This is a belly band made out of a pink piece that I cut off of one of these. Trimmed with some blue trim that I have in roses. And this is just glued down in the center with the roses. And then all these little items just tuck in here. And as usual, I have inked around the edges of everything. Really not a lot, but just enough to take the white edge off. On this side, I used a piece of my pink floral fabric and some lace to make a pocket. And I cut the little wash day girl off of a journal card. And then inside this pocket, I put all the little pieces of clothing that have the clothespins on them. So we'll pretend like she's washing these and gonna hang them up. And these will just tuck down in here. I use this bunny ticket for a side pocket. Put one of our large roses and a postcard inside. I did not decorate the back. So that's the first one. Here's the second one. And the first thing I did was tie this eyelash yarn around the cover. And I glued down the bow part. And then as I went through here, I glued things to that to hold it in place. This is a belly band on the cover, and it's glued down in the center also, so that there's place for things in the top and the bottom. I put a fussy cut rose in the center, and some of my little pearls and sparkly dots. And in the pockets, I just have some journal cards and tags. And this opens up to several pockets inside. This pocket was just made out of a piece of our cardstock. When I cut these things out to fit inside the box, I had some pieces left over, so I've used them. I trimmed it with some trim that I have. This stuff came from Hobby Lobby, and I bought some again the other day. It comes in kind of a bundle of all different kinds of ribbon and trims and stuff. So it's a good way to get a variety, and there's there's probably a yard of each thing in there. Anyway, I like this. One of our roses, Dollhouse words, and my sparkly dots. And just a ticket and a little journal card inside. This bottom one was also made out of a piece of our cardstock. I just glued on the bunny and some lace across. This was just a little piece I had left. The word precious and some of my sparkle dots. And inside the pocket are some journal cards and a rose. And you can see the purple eyelash yarn comes down through here, and it ends up getting glued there and there so that it stays in place. Over here, and I've done this on the other two ephemera holders too, I took the longer pocket that came with the kit and I cut the bottom part to fit the page, and then what was left I made a tuck spot at the top. So this is a pocket, this is a tuck spot, and I've done that with all of those because they were too big to fit in this little booklet. On this one, I didn't want to leave off the little shoes. I thought they were so cute, so I had a piece of the ruffled lace left, and I just glued those down there at the bottom. Inside this pocket are some journal cards and a ticket. And the tuck spot has a postcard and a tag. And I let some things stick up above so that it looks pretty when we put it in our house box. So that's the second one. And the third one, I set aside all of the teddy bear kind of boy kind of toys, and I used the blue plaid paper. And this is kind of like a belly band. I glued this down the center, but I didn't glue it right here, thinking I would stick something in there. I've used part of the banner, the larger banner, to go across here, the word teddy bear. And our cute little teddy bear, his foot didn't all fit on there, but I just cut it off. And inside I made him into a side, kind of a tuck spot with his toys inside. I had some of this blue trim. Again, that's part of that stuff I got at Hobby Lobby. I made him a bow at its neck. And when I got all done, I really didn't have anything to stick in here, but I had some green alphabet paper, so I just cut it into a little tag. And inside I've made pockets and tuck spots. So this is the right hand side of one of the pockets, and this is the left hand side. I glued this toy on the front of this one, and inside is a tag and a top. Up here, this is a side tuck spot, and I have a tag and a ticket and an airplane. On this side, I used the right-hand side of this pocket, and inside I have our journal card and teddy bear and another airplane. I made this into a pocket, and I used the rest of the banner that I had used on the other one and glued the top on there, and I didn't have anything else really to put in here, so I have some words, peekaboo and plain, stuck in there. So that's the third one. And the fourth one was absolutely what was left on my table that I had cut out. So this is what I did with it. I decided to put this doll, little girl with the doll buggy on the front, and I just kind of did a arrangement of roses up above that, layered them on there. And I put the word precious and 3 of my little sparkle dots and some pink ribbon. And inside, this is pretty simple because I just used what I had left. This is the left-hand side of the tag. This is the right-hand side. This is a fussy cut bunny that I stuck on the front, and then it has a journal card inside. And this tuck spot up here has one of the bunnies that I fussy cut. This is just a piece of our leftover paper, the word cute, and some roses, and our little cute teddy bear looking up. And it's got the pink ribbon. The other one had the blue ribbon. And then this one here, I just made a side pocket, and I got kind of inventive and made a couple tags just out of scraps of paper that I had left. So that's this project. Oh my goodness, I had fun making this. It's amazing when you're working on something that you're really inspired to make and then share. It's awesome. You just kind of can't stop, and I'm going to enjoy having this in my craft room here for a while, and I'm sure one of these days I'll come up with someone that I know would appreciate this very much. And after I got this box and had this idea, I went ahead and used the box because that was where the idea came from. But I want to show you something else that you could do and do the very same project. This is the house from the vintage dollhouse box kit from Shabby Art Boutique. And what it is a digital kit for it ends up actually, this opens up and it's a box inside where you can put little things. And all I did was print out the house, and I backed it, to make it stiffer, I backed it with some cardstock. And I have this box that I had gotten a mug in, and it's a nice sturdy box. And so my thought was that this could be put on the front of a box like that, and you could still do your little sides out like I did. And then inside this box you could have your ephemera holders. You need to do them differently because this is much larger, but this would be a nice box to have in your craft room, all decorated up like I've done the one that I did, and then put your extra ephemera and pretty things in there. Especially like with Shabby Art Boutique, I always have lots of ephemera left from a kit that I cut out that I don't use, and I keep it in folders with the actual kit. But it could be put in here and be more accessible because all of her patterns are kind of color coordinated so that you can use from one for another. You can swap them out. So this would be a good way to have your ephemera. So there you go. So here's my cute little house that my friend sent me, filled up with its little ephemera holders, and I'm going to sit that up in my room and just enjoy looking at it. It was really fun to make. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video and this project. The next thing I'm going to do, I think, is July 1st, the new kit for the craft room comes out, and I'll start looking at that and printing it out and deciding what to make with it to share with you. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's hot as it can be here. We had torrential rains yesterday, which we needed rain, but of course it all came at once. But it is really, really hot here in Kentucky in the United States, especially today and tomorrow. So it was a perfect day for me to stay in and get this all finished and just enjoy the work in my craft room. And even I've enjoyed the mess that I've made, and now I'm hoping I can straighten things up so that I can get started on another project. And so I did want to be sure and show you the vintage dollhouse box kit from Shabby Art Boutique, because this could be made with that so easy with a box. And so I don't want you to feel like if you don't have a box like this, you can't make this, because you could use that house and a box that you find that would fit with it and still make your little side things and decorate the front any way you want to by using the vintage dollhouse collection that I used on this. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember, every day's a gift. Look for the joy. It gives me great joy to make these things and then to share them with you, and then just to put them somewhere. So I enjoy looking at them until finally I give them to someone as a gift, and that also brings me joy. So there's lots of joy to be had if you look for it and stay active and creative in your mind. So next up is the next kit from the craft room. I forgot what it's called, Summer something, and it's beautiful. So I'm excited about using that. So I'm gonna sign off now and clean up my craft room. I'll see you soon.